did you see that? Aurelio, I suppose you just didn't take your chances early. You looked like you were dominating and just couldn't get that goal. How did it go for you?
I thought it was a pretty even game in the first half. We didn't move the ball as well as we normally do and should have. We made our life pretty difficult in the first half and fixed that in the second half and probably created two of the clearer chances, I would say, in that second half. But we got the ball quite well into that front third, especially in the second half, and didn't really manage to get any really clear cut, apart from those few with Benny Mazzeo. Really, from those areas we should be scoring.
What can you tell us about Leckie? What's his injury like? How long is he like with
I haven't seen the physios, but he was complaining about some tightness in the hamstring, so that's it. So we'll see what happens now.
Will you fly to Japan?
Well, he's planned to travel tomorrow, so we'll just see what the physios say tonight and then make a decision.
There's been a lot of comment in the press in recent weeks about Brisbane's style of football. I'm just wondering what you thought, having played them tonight. How would you describe Brisbane's style? And do you think
I'm more interested in what my style is and what the Melbourne City Football Club.
There's been a couple of comments about very aggressive. Somebody mentioned bully boys, I think, in the past. Do you think that tag is justified for what you've seen tonight?
No. If there is one team in the league who doesn't want to be physical, then I've got rocks in their heads. Everyone should be physical, and especially in Australia, the game is physical.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt to those things, and you have to be. If you want to compete, you have to be physical. We're physical, but no one says much about us being physical, but we are. Maybe we're cleaner, I don't know, but we're physical, and I want the team to be physical. We certainly were physical last year. So
that's a great comment.
Newcastle, Victory, Perth, you name them, they're all physical. Some at a different level than others, but they all want to be physical. And you have to be. If you want to be competitive in any sport, you've got to be physical.
Aurelio, you took a bit of experience off around about the 7th minute in the second half. Is that with the game on Tuesday night up in Japan in mind, or is it just a case of the conditions or tactical? Or?
Not really. You know, there's always a little bit in the back of your mind about the next Tuesday, and they played a lot of games without too much rest. Guys like Andres, for example, and Takeshi, they've almost played every minute. Kai is also another one, and Max, they've played just about every minute. So, yes, a little bit, but also, you know, when it's a deadlock like that in the second half, we just want to try to change something, try to bring on some fresher guys who haven't played as many minutes and are able to give us a little bit more energy in that front third. And that was the reasoning for it.
A couple of young defenders out there for your side, so Bessie and Leckie making his stay in the room, the youngest player for City, and young Pete Antonio making his debut. Ultimately, so how do you think they went?
Yeah, Bess is, he played 10 or so minutes last week and did a pretty good job, and with Aziz out tonight, we pushed Nate to the left side, and Bessian made his full debut tonight, and it was fantastic. Still very raw, but what we like about him is he's an absolute winner, and it doesn't matter what it is. And you're talking about someone who has a competitive edge. He's certainly a guy who has a competitive edge, and once he gets a little bit more mature, once he gets more games into him, once he becomes a little bit more robust, I think you're going to see a super player.
Vinny, what did you make of the refereeing in the game? Because like it seemed there was a bit of talk on the sideline about some things that might have been going on.
To be honest, I thought he was very good tonight. Very good. Was there anything controversial?
Maybe just after what Mike said yesterday about that the refs aren't giving the Roar a sort of fair go. Did that?
I would expect all the referees to officiate as they see the game, and I thought tonight he was very good. And like everyone, like yourselves, myself, we all make mistakes, and there's always going to be a reflection point, and he'll probably, whatever after the end of the game or tomorrow, whatever he does, he'll go and review it, like we review our game, and tick the nice points that you got right and the ones that you didn't get right, then try to fix next time. But absolutely zero complaints for me.
How do you find coaching against Michael Viscount? You've worked with him previously, of course.
Yeah. It's a football world. It's very small. You don't know where it's going to take you and where you're going to end up. Michael was at this club some years ago, and then his path went into a different direction and into Europe, a Greek national team, etc., Ajax, and then coached on his own rights, and now he's back here. So it's all part of football.
And then just on the skipper, I know you said yesterday that he was really sore. He just didn't, make it tonight, obviously.
Sorry?
So he just didn't make it tonight.
Yeah.
No
But he's
reasons.
another one who's played almost every minute, because we don't really have a backup left back. Hence why Nate played there tonight, and maybe Pete Antonio. We've got a couple of other options that potentially may be able to play there. So he was just a bit cranky and grumpy with everything on his body. So hopefully he's right for Tom. He's obviously not going to travel to Japan either. So by all reports he's travelling okay, but we'll just have to wait and see when we come back from Japan.